Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Slowed and Reverb podcast. We took a little week hiatus, but we're back. We're back. Joining me are my two good friends, Richard and Brandon.
Hello, hello. Welcome back.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us today.
All right, and of course, I'm Jonathan. We're gonna be talking about the album "Die Lit" by Playboi Carti today. Brandon's very excited for this one.
Oh. Bro, I've been waiting for like a week to talk about it. 2 weeks now.
Yeah, but we got a fun episode lined up. So, all right. I don't think we need any introduction. This is Dilit. This is his second studio album. Is that right?
Yeah, studio album. Previous album was self-titled, Playboi Carti.
Yeah. Um, it came out. When did it come out? A few years back now.
Dialect came out 2018, May.
Wow, we got a Stan here. He knows
I don't
the
know the
month.
date though.
All right, I pulled up the Genius page. It's May 11th. Uh, but yeah, this one's considered his best album by a lot of people, right?
Yeah, it's either this one or self-titled. People are still mixed on a whole lot of red.
All right. So let's just dive right into it. You guys have any thoughts before we dive in, or?
Yeah, I'm curious. Have you guys ever heard of a Carti like project or like at least like a song?
You mean like have listened to him previously?
Previously.
I've heard this in self-titled and a whole lot of. I've heard them all. This one I go back to quite more often than self-titled. I think I only really go back to like Magnolia off of that one, but
Okay. What about you, Richard?
Yeah, I've only listened to Magnolia. Actually, I listened to the parody of Magnolia. I'm not gonna, say which one, but I think we all know which one it is. Uh, but yeah, I've only listened to that, and I listened to that one like vampire song off of Whole Lot of Red.
The one that sounds like Mario Kart Bowser's Castle.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, those are the only two like exposures I've had to Cardi. I think I've probably like listened to a song like unknowingly in like a meme video before, but other than that, like I have no Cardi knowledge,
well,
no
you've heard
cardiology.
Earthquake. That's something.
Yeah, but that doesn't really like count because it's not a Cardi song. It's
I
Tyler
know, but it's
production.
it's exposure.
Yeah, I guess so.
Has he done
Yeah,
any features other than that? I can't actually think of any off the top of my head. He probably has some with like Pierre or something. And
Yeah.
but has he
he
even
was on
featured?
Rap.
Yeah, that's right. He was on RAF.
He was on Rav, Blowing Minds. What's that one song?
Was he on an Uzi song yet?
Um, Hold on, I gotta look this up.
Well, it doesn't matter. We're talking about
Yeah, it doesn't
Dilit.
matter. It doesn't matter.
We're
Yeah.
we're, we're talking about Dilit, not Cardi. So let's just jump right in. First song. Long time intro. Uh, Brandon, you want to start us off since you're the party connoisseur here?
Yeah. So Dial long time intro. Um, Produced by Art Dealer, one of my favorite producers, and overall favorite people that work with Cardi. I think Long Time is a great introduction to the album. It's Cardi talking about, like I haven't felt like this in a long time. Because he's coming off of the success off of self-titled and his hit song Magnolia. So he's pretty much the beat is almost nostalgic, and I don't know, it's just a great introduction to the album because it's just him finally getting to the top and just enjoying the luxuries that come with being at the top.
It's a good summary of the song. I guess I'll talk about it. This is one of my favorite tracks off the album. I think it's a great opener. It really kind of sets the mood and shows where he's at in his headspace. Um, And it's the thing about Cardi, and I guess I should get this out of the way now. I mean, he's not the most substantive rapper out there. He doesn't have that much meat in what he's saying. But I think Cardi does a great job, and this song is a great example of that. He kind of takes these concepts and he's very minimalist, he kind of gets it to just be like the basics. Like all that you need is right here in this song. It's not too showy, it's not too out there. It's minimal, but it's like effective minimal. It's like he stripped things down to their bare necessities right here. And that's present on this whole album. I just want to get away there. But I mean, that beat it's perfect for the mood that he's setting out. It's very, I don't want to steal your word, nostalgic, but that's kind of what I get, you know? It's
Hmm.
it's a very subtle beat, and yet it's very effective, and I don't know, this song's very like earwormy with that hook.
Definitely.
Oh yeah. But what do you think, Richard? What do you think about long time intro?
I'm glad you guys both brought up the whole nostalgia feel to this song because I was like listening to it and I thought that it sounded like something almost like an NES game, like off of an NES game.
Hmm.
And so I'm glad you guys really brought up that nostalgia point because that's what I was feeling when I listened to it. And I didn't realize it when I was listening to it the first time, but like yeah, I was feeling similar, I guess. Like that song really evoked that emotion. I thought it was good. I thought it set my expectations for the album for sure. And for better for worse, I thought some songs were a lot better than Long Time, and others were not as good. But I enjoyed it.
All right. Well, let's keep pushing forward. We got a long track list, despite the album not being too terribly long. I don't think. Um,
Uh, it-
he keeps songs pretty short, but
yeah, for an hour long.
yeah. Um, but next we got R.I.P. This is also one of my favorite songs. Uh, I really like this song. There was the line about how he kind of, people complain about the mumbling, but like that's what gave him money. That's what put
Yes,
him where he is. I really like that. It's very tongue in cheek and kind of
dude,
braggy.
dude, he's forever goaded for that line, dude. Like, I don't know, that's one of my favorite lines. Like, out of all of Cardi's lyrics, that's probably like top 10.
What do you guys think about this song? Because I really like it. I think the beat is great. His energy is great. What do y'all think?
I'll have Richard go first.
Okay, yeah, I thought it was great too. And uh, I just really enjoyed it. The beat was nice. It had a lot of similar like feel like video game music to me. That was the first song. And just yeah, Cardi did really well on that rapping over it.
Brandon, you might know this. There's a sample in this song that I've heard somewhere else, and I can't put my finger on it. It's like the weird.
The scream or whatever,
No, no, no. It's like an instrument. It's like a weird string type near the outro or the intro.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I know what sample you're talking about. I think it was sampled in a Freddie Gibbs song too, or something. I don't know.
That might be where I'll look it up afterwards. But I really like that little recurring flip. But all right, Brandon, what do you think?
R.I.P. Rook. I think it's one of my favorite songs on the album. Cardi comes in with a lot of energy. It's a great song to mosh to. Like you said, I love that line about him making a million off of mumble rap or whatever. and now he like bought his mom a house or whatever. Um, yeah, overall great song. Love the energy, and the music video goes along with the song perfectly. It's just like people moshing, having a great time. You know, good song.
All right, we'll keep going then. Lean for real. This is a funny one to me. I don't know. The chorus is a little silly, but I mean it's Cardi. He's having fun. That's all that matters. What do you guys think? What do you guys think first?
I think Richard said this was his favorite or one of his favorites.
Yeah, this one was my favorite. I think this is the best song on the album, and I feel like it kind of ruined like almost every other song for me on this because I don't know, something about the instrumental on this just seems like otherworldly. Like I think it sounds kind of like and I keep making video game references, and it'll stop after
That's
like
fine.
this one,
I'll probably make them too.
but it sounds like the PlayStation startup to me. I don't know. It just sounds like so unreal. And then Cardi just his hook. I mean, it's dumb, yeah, but it's really catchy. I think Skepta does really great on this too. He's a good contrast to like Cardi's really low or really like babyish voice kind of. And I think when I was listening to this was like around the peak time that like the Among Us meme was like going around here. And so whenever Skepta was saying super sus, I kind of chuckled to myself because I just kept thinking about Among Us. I hated it, but it was I think, but this song was really good. It really stood out to me.
Yeah, Among Us memes have ruined my humor.
Yeah, I definitely feel this is one of the better cuts on here. Also, um, I like Skepta's verse a lot. It is like you said, it's a nice contrast. The hook is silly, but it's like good silly. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like
What were you gonna say?
yeah, it's pretty addicting.
And the beat on this, you said it was otherworldly, and that's kind of where I'm at. I don't know. I'm apparently one of those weird people that can see color with music. Like I always can put a color to music. It's very strange, but apparently that's rare or something. But
Ooh.
I see whenever I hear this song, I hear like kind of a gray, staticky type color. It kind of makes me feel if it was just the beat alone, it's kind of almost like horror ambient. Like I would hear it in like a Cry of Fear or something. Like I don't know. I really like the beat. It's very. It's just one of the most interesting instrumentals I think I've heard from a song like this, and I think they fit well over it. So, what do you think, Brandon?
I will say when I first listened to this album, Lean Fur was probably my least favorite song. It was a hard song for me to get into just because of Skepta and the beat. Like I was just I don't know, for some reason it didn't click the first time when I listened to the album. And then like I don't know, like the more I listened to the album, the more addicting the chorus got. The I'm on the beans for I'm on the lean for like even after the song ends, I'm still like repeating it like in my head or whatever. Um but yeah, and then when the music video leaked for that song, it's probably like in my top 10 Spotify tracks for like the past 4 weeks now. Because it's just a really good song, addicting. It eventually grew up on me, and yeah, Skepta's a really good contrast to Cardi.
All right, I guess we'll move on. Next up is Old Money. What do you guys think about this one?
I think Old Money. I think it's one of the weaker points in the album. It's not one of my favorite songs.
That's about where I am too. I don't think it's one of the better ones.
It's an okay song.
I thought it was good. Obviously, coming off of the high of Lean for Real, uh, it's it's nowhere near that level for me personally, but it wasn't bad. I thought it was okay.
I will say one of my favorite lines in this song is "Pretty boy manicure" or something like that. Um, kind of him rebelling against like standards where like, oh, like um manicures are only
Like
like woman exclusive.
gender
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
norms.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's like one of my
Oh,
favorite
I
lines
see
on this
that.
song.
Well, you don't have much to say about this one, so I guess we can move on to Love Hurts. Love Hurts. What do you guys think about this one? It has Travis on it. Kind of neat.
Yeah, I've never listened to Travis before. And
Really?
Really?
I'm not counting Sicko Mode. I know everyone's listened to Sicko Mode,
Wow.
but I've never listened to a Travis album or solo song from him or
I've always
anything.
put artists like a Travis or a J. Cole always feels like a Call of Duty release. How like everyone just kind of has played it and you can talk about it to anyone. So that's kind of interesting that you haven't heard Travis before. Wow.
I'm just not much into his like auto-tuned vocals, but that
Hmm.
being said, I thought it was a really welcome addition to this song. I think he probably elevated it for me. Love Hurts is probably my second favorite.
It's really good. The beat is weird,
Yeah, the beat is really weird.
but I really like that. Um, I don't know. I really like when artists rap over these weird instrumentals, which you know, I just like the really experimental stuff, and this was no exception to that. What do you think, Brandon, about this one?
I think it's really good. I think both Cardi and Travis complement each other pretty good. I know they've like collaborated on other tracks, like unreleased tracks or whatever. I like Travis's verse. I like Cardi, but it's not like one of my favorite songs on the project.
That's fair. I'd rate it in the top half myself. That's pretty decent. Um, all right. Next up, Shooter. I'm gonna take this one first because this one is my absolute favorite song on this entire project. I like this song from the moment I heard it, like back when it came out. Uh, I don't know. Uzi's great on it, but his verse is almost like an intro to Cardi's, and it's kind of like a strange build up, and it's so the beat is very inspiring. If that makes sense, it's very uplifting, and then it gets into that like loud, trap beat in the second half, and it's really nice. I really like this song. What do you guys think about it?
Brandon, you should go first. I'm gonna say
All
some
right.
very upsetting things.
Oh, okay. I like Shooter. Uzi and Cardi complement each other so well. It's like Uzi's the playful one, and then like Cardi's like the more not like super serious. Like he's spitting like cold facts or whatever, but like just a little bit more darker or whatever undertones. Um, I like the build up. I like Uzi's verse, and I love when the beat drops and then just Cardi comes in. Shooter is definitely one of my favorite songs on this project, but it's not my favorite.
Hey, still haven't got to your favorite. I'm kind of curious.
No.
All right, Richard, let's hear that hot take. Let's go.
Guys, I really didn't like this song. I didn't like the first minute of it, and I know that's all Uzi, but I did
Ooh,
not like his verse. I
Really?
just
really?
I don't know what it is. I don't know like his delivery and like just that the beginning instrumental just doesn't sit right with me in this like album. It just feels so out of place. If Uzi's verse wasn't on this song, it probably would be like top 3, but I don't know. Uzi kind of wrecks the song for me. I'm not a big fan of
Dang,
this.
Really? Wow.
that's interesting. Wow. Well, that's That's the point of this podcast, you know? Sometimes we gotta say things people don't want to hear, you know?
Yeah, guys, they
Uh,
bullied me after this podcast. Please help.
yeah, you're gonna have to step in the other room after this, Richard. Me and
No
Brandon have
easy
a
swing.
talk. All right.
Nah.
That's interesting though. You know, that's an interesting take. I can kind of get it. You know, it does kind of feel unique on the track list, which might be why it's my favorite. But I don't know. All right, neat. Moving on, we got right now. What do y'all think about right now?
So I'm gonna piggyback off of what Richard has been saying. Um, this track was produced by Pierre, and Pierre does a lot of like video game type of production. Like for example, Marie Curie or whatever that one song. Um, Pierre's production was pretty good on this track, but other than that, I don't think there's a lot to say about this track other than it's just pure production.
Yeah, I can see that. It's not one of the standouts, that's for sure. In my mind anyway. What do you think, Richard?
Yeah, I think it was pretty good. Another catchy hook from Cardi, and I like Pierre's production. I Did he produce anything else on this album like before this?
Yeah, he produced Let It Go on self-titled. I think Yamin, bunch of
I
other
think I think
songs
you
on
meant
it.
on Die Lit. Did you?
Yeah, just
On
on
that.
Dialect.
Shoot, I gotta think.
I
I
mean,
think he produced Love Hurts, I think.
oh really? Well, I mean, okay, I guess in that case, this would only be my second introduction to Pierre, and
Oh,
I
Rip was also produced by
oh
Pierre.
okay, all right. So yeah, just he makes a lot of good beats then. He's doing a really good job here. And that's why I like this song too, because of the beat, the hook. I liked his Back to the Future line. I know it's probably it's a random throwaway line, but I liked his delivery on that, and given, you know, my background, I working with computers and stuff, I enjoyed that quite a bit.
All right.
Yeah. It wasn't it wasn't one of my favorites. I don't know. I like it. I like the beat at least. I don't care for Pierre's rapping much, and I know he probably hate to hear me say that because he's pretty big. Like, oh, I'm a rapper too. Don't forget. You know, he always
Yeah.
he's pretty adamant about people not just seeing him as a producer. But I don't know. I've never been drawn to him in the rapper role personally. But that I do like the beat, but that again, it's not one of my favorites. But
I think Pierre stands out more as a producer than a rapper. Like when you listen, like I know this isn't the Life of Pierre review, but when you listen to that album, he's not really like experimenting much. It's kind of like the same throughout the whole album. I think he stands out more as a producer than a rapper, so I understand.
yeah, definitely. Um, Moving on to the next one, also produced by Pierre. Poke It Out with Nicki. What are y'all's thoughts on this one? What's Richard think about Miss Minaj?
I knew you were gonna ask me about that. Uh, it's funny that you asked me about that because I didn't like her verse that much either.
Ah,
I don't
I,
know. I don't know. It just felt like she was just saying like the same thing. It was very repetitive, and I don't know. I didn't like her wordplay that much. I didn't like her FaceTime bars. It's just it just didn't really it didn't really hit to me. But production's good. Cardi, Poke It Out. Uh, that was catchy. But Nicki, I mean, she doesn't ruin the song, but I just can't get into her verse.
Yeesh.
Yeah,
Hard
I'm
to
gonna
please.
agree.
Oh,
I did not
Oh,
like Nicki Minaj's verse on this. You know, there's always those memes where it's like they're jamming to poke it out, and then Nicki's verse comes on, and it's like stop jamming. Yeah, it's
dang.
not one of my favorite.
This time I'm in the minority. I like Nicki's verse a lot. I don't know. I think she's clever. She's very clever in what she says, and she has enough charisma to pull off some of the stupider bars like the FaceTime one.
Mhm.
Kind of like a Lil Wayne where he says some stupid stuff, you know. It sounds, if anyone other than Lil Wayne said some of the stuff Lil Wayne said, like it wouldn't work, but Lil Wayne said it, so it does. I think Nicki has enough charisma to pull off some of those sillier bars. But
Mm.
I really liked Nicki's verse. I don't know. It's probably the highlight of the song to me, which is
oh
sad.
my god.
I guess I'm in the minority there. Whew.
I will say a lot of people don't give Nicki the credit she deserves though, because a lot of the album was written by Nicki. Well, I wouldn't say a lot of the album, but like she definitely had some involvement in in some of the
I could
tracks.
believe that. She's very clever in her writing, and I don't think nearly anyone gives her the credit she deserves overall. But we can talk about her another day if we feel like it.
Hmm.
So that's interesting. Whew, I'm in the minority for once. Let's go. All right. Next up, we'll go with a Home KOD.
All right, Home KOD is one of my favorite songs on this thing. Cardi comes in with so much energy, and he actually does a little bit of some storytelling. You know, talking about this one girl that he pimps out or whatever. And I have a really fun memory because I remember watching a video of Juice World listening to the song, and like whenever I hear the song, I just think of Juice World jamming out to this song, and like, no, it's a good song, hype song, fun song. I like the little moan that Cardi does in the middle of the song.
What do you think, Richard?
Uh, I'm kind of on the opposite. Well, not even on the opposite. I'm in the middle. I thought it was an okay song. It's not a personal favorite for me personally on the album.
Man, when are we gonna get to the slander that you've been promising, Richard? Gosh, I want you to
I know
tear one of these songs apart.
I tear Chuda apart, but I don't know. I didn't. I think I was joking on the last podcast, that I was gonna give it a 3, but like in all honesty, this album's like pretty decent.
Gonna give
I
it a
was
two.
pleasantly surprised. Yeah, yeah, right.
No, I like this song. It's on the top half of the track. It's not near like the top songs on here. I definitely think he has better songs on this album, but it's a long album, and for him to still have this kind of bar like 9 tracks in, it's pretty decent. You know, so far there haven't really been any like straight up misses in my opinion. I think there's not too many misses on the entire album. Maybe near the back half, uh, but with that we can move on to another one of my favorite tracks, "Fell in Love."
What you like about Fell in Love?
The chorus is one of the catchiest things on here. I find myself the way you find yourself repeating "lean for real, beans for real." I find myself saying "I fell in love." I see. I catch myself saying it so often. Like even before we decided to listen to this stupid album, for the podcast, like I would be singing that chorus just over and over because it's an earworm. It's just so good. I don't know. Uh, Bryson's okay on it, I think, but I don't know. And the beat is it's just very catchy. I can't describe it in any other way. What do y'all think? Is this another one where I'm on the other side? Like,
No, I definitely agree with you here. I really love the song. No, no pun intended. But it's yeah, really catchy. Really great song.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite songs on here. Um, this is the Cardi stand coming out of me, but I think this is one of Cardi's favorite songs because he has like 3 versions of this song, and they're all like very different, like in terms of like what he's talking about.
I could see that because he has a energy on here that's very unique to kind of the album as a whole in a way. He doesn't really bring that anywhere else, and I don't know. I like the bouncy nature of the track. It's very nice. You have anything
I
more to
think
add?
Pierce, I think Pierce a genius for this sample or whatever. The way he flipped it or whatever, and like I think he either slowed it down or sped it up or something. But the sample's really good. I love the beat. And Bryson's okay on this track too. He's okay.
Bryson's kind of forgettable on this. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like I again. This is one of my more favorite songs, but I don't know. Bryson's all right, but he's just kind of there. Then you have Cardi's infectious hook. All right, next up is Foreign. Any thoughts on Foreign?
All right, you caught me. This is my favorite song off of the entire album. Foreign.
Interesting.
I don't know, cause Og does their little edits or whatever, and they have them up on their website. It's like Volume 1, Volume 2. And I remember listening to the song on I think it was like Volume 1 or Volume 2. And I don't know, the song is really addicting. I love the beat produced by Pierre. Um, in the Og video, there's a little car sound that plays like when Cardi's like giving his verse or whatever. No, when he says hop in that motherfucking foreign. There's like a little car sample that plays. I wish that was in the album, but it isn't. Yeah, it's my favorite song. Really catchy. I love his second verse, how he just like changes it up, something different from Cardi.
Yeah, I like this song a lot too. It's pretty, like you said, it's pretty catchy as well. Any thoughts, Richard?
I thought it was good, but it didn't stand out to me. Another song didn't stand out to me.
Yeesh.
I will say, Cardi does a little Tupac line in here, and no disrespect to Tupac, but Tupac passed away on Cardi. Tupac passed away on Cardi's birthday, so like people like to think that he's like a reincarnation.
Dang it. All right. Next up is probably my least favorite on the album.
Really,
Yeah, Pull Up.
I can see that actually.
It's not my favorite. It's kind of just it's a little too repetitive. I like to give Cardi credit for, kind of being that minimalist artist that's, just focuses on the necessities, but this is a little too, blank for me even. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I kind of have to agree with you there. Like, I think the latter half as a whole has some like less notable songs, and this one is just one of them. It's just it's another. It just doesn't stand out.
Yeah, I can see how it does become repetitive. It's not one of my like hated tracks on here. I like this song a lot, but I can see why you guys dislike it. There's not much going on. He gets a little bit too simple here, too repetitive.
All right, next up is another good one in my opinion. Mileage with Chief Keef. What do y'all think about it?
That chorus is addicting, bro.
It really is. It's the stupidest chorus I think I've ever heard, but I find myself singing it too. It's fun. I don't know. Richard, do you have any thoughts?
It definitely brought me back in. Uh, I love the chorus like you guys said. The Miley Cyrus line. When I first heard her name, I did a double take because like, I mean, she's still like famous, but people don't really talk about her as much as they did when like she was doing Disney stuff or when Wrecking Ball came out. But Yeah, I
When
mean,
did
just
Wrecking
it's a
Ball
great.
come out? Was that 2017? Was that around this time?
Ooh, I thought that was 2015. That seemed way earlier.
I'll have to look that up, but I mean,
2013? No way.
20.
2013?
Heck no,
Oh,
man.
man.
Woo!
It is. It's 2013.
Was I in
It's
high
almost.
school back then? What the heck? No.
My
No,
God.
man. Oh, goodness, I'm old. All right. That ruined my day. Let's push forward, I guess. Flatbed Freestyle. This is another one that I think is kind of on the bottom half of the track list, in my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, agreed. I
Yeah.
Come on, Brandon. What did you think?
Let's hear the stand.
I think this is I think it's a good track. I think it's a good use of the baby voice, you know. This is like one of the songs that people like to mention when they talk about Cardi's baby voice. It's pretty good. I like the track.
I don't know. It didn't really stand out to me much. I don't really necessarily feel one way or the other though. Like it's not terrible, but it's not like I can't see myself coming back to it. That's all. I guess we can keep pushing forward if you have nothing else to say, Richard. Just song
No,
bad.
I'm just song bad, song not for me, Jonathan.
All right. Next up is No Time.
The infamous "We Ain't Got Time." I chop my penis off.
What?
He says I drop my demons off, and it sounds like he says I chop my penis off.
Okay. Because I know Cardi has some like crazy lines, but I didn't think he'd like say something like that.
No, I like this song, but bro, why? Why Gunna? Why?
What's wrong with Gunna?
I can't stand Gunna, man.
You need to put Jonathan on one, bro. One of bang.
I don't like Gunna at all. I have yet to find a Gunna verse, any verse by Gunna that I'm like, yeah, wow, he's really showing me off. You know, he's really showing me up there. Gunna is like Diet Young Thug. He's like you go to the grocery store and like, ooh, that store brand Young Thug too expensive. Give me the value brand, you know.
Give you great value.
Man, that's so mean.
Like-
You know, first people spam food emojis under his Instagram posts, and now we
I'm
have
sorry,
Jonathan
man.
calling
I'm
him great
sorry.
value.
Called him diet too, which is ironic.
That's so sad.
I don't know. I have never liked Gunna ever. At least I used to put him and Lil Baby in the same camp because they both were like Young Thug clones to me. But at least Lil Baby has kind of like came into his own. You know, he's really like matured as an artist and keeps growing. Gunna just sounds the same every time I hear him, and he's featured on everything. I swear. Why? Why are they really out there reaching for this Gunna verse? Like, they're like, man, you know who would sound good on this beat? Gunna. Like, I don't see it.
He's probably a nice guy. Maybe if you meet him, you'll change your mind.
I'm sure he's a nice guy. I never said he was like a bad person. I as an artist, I just don't see the appeal. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gunna's verse on this is meh. But I don't know. I think Gunna has improved. I liked Wanna. I used to be a huge Gunna hater, you know, calling him a Young Thug clone, but Wanna grew on me, especially the deluxe.
Richard over here, you gonna stand now, Richard? Eh?
I'm not a Gunna stan. I'm just saying. To be fair, I've never listened to him like in anything ever. So I guess I don't get the hate for him. You know, maybe if I listen to Wanna, if I listen to other features, I'll agree with you. But
Bro, you know that part of SpongeBob where Mr. Krabs found out that he wasn't dreaming and was trying to get all the money, but you know when he
Yeah.
presses reverse on the TV?
Yeah.
I wish that was me with the Gunna songs, you know?
Oh my God.
They were gonna compare him to Bubble Bass.
Oh my god.
No. No, I don't see the appeal. I'm sorry.
I mean, neither.
But next up, Middle of the Summer. What do we think about it?
Once again, Pierre proving he's the GOAT by sampling his own song. He sampled "Let It Go" from self-titled Playboi Carti. But I will say the beat is nice, but there's not much that's going on in this song. The chorus is pretty catchy, in my opinion. Red Cold Hearted does an okay feature. Pretty forgettable though. Yeah, that's it.
I'm about the same. I like the beat, and I didn't actually know that he sampled his own song. That's kind of neat. That's kind of a power move, you know. He's like, yeah, I sampled my own work. What are you gonna do? But other than that, like, I don't know. It's another one that I can't come back to. I don't have a strong opinion on it. What about you, Richard?
I actually think that the feature from Red Cold Hearted is a really high point of the song. Because she's like, I don't know. Well, for one, I know I haven't heard of most of these artists on here. I've never listened to them, I should say. But like, I at least know what they. I don't know. I know what I'm getting into when I listen to it, but like, I have no idea who Red Cold Hearted is, so I didn't know what to expect from her feature or their feature. I didn't even know if she was who she was. So with that in mind, I was really surprised with her feature. It was a nice contrast from Cardi and the rest of the features on the album. It's something different. I liked it.
Okay.
Yeah, she's not that well known. I think she got her Spotify hacked once.
Oh,
Ooh.
So yeah.
All right. Next on the track list is another one of my favorites. Papa Won't Miss.
Yes. Bro, Chapo Wednesday, bro. Oh, we should listen on Wednesday.
I really like this song. I don't know. It's infectious, and I can't even sing along to it. You know. I'll be in there like Chopper won't miss it,
Blank.
and then I gotta wait. You know.
Of course, it's so addicting.
It is. Cardi's the king of choruses, I guess. I don't know. I always thought Denzel had really creative choruses, but Cardi's like stick with you. You know, you find yourself singing them in the shower. And Young Thug on here is fantastic. I love Young Thug, which is funny because I just ragged on Gunna, but
Jonathan, you're gonna hate me, and I swear this is pure
Oh, no.
coincidence.
Uh-oh.
This is pure coincidence that I just offended Gunna. I didn't like Young Thug's verse.
I hate Young Thug, guys.
I didn't like it.
It's bad. He just talks funny.
Why didn't you like it?
I don't know. It just didn't fit the song for me.
Yeesh.
Really?
But I was excited to hear the Magnolia instrumental again. That's a plus, right?
Yeah, he did the Magnolia flow on like for 2 lines or whatever.
Yeah, he did.
That was crazy, dude. I loved that part.
What does the resident Cardi stan think?
That's a really good song. I love how fun the beat is, and it's just them talking about
is.
killing people.
It is a funny contrast.
And the beat is really fun. That's one of my favorite songs too.
All right, moving on to probably the most hard-hitting song here is "Rip Fredo." What do y'all think?
Well, could I ask why is it hard hitting? Am I missing like context here? I mean, with the title, I'm guessing they're paying tribute to somebody, but
It's a friend. Was he friend with Fredo Santana? Or?
Yeah, he was.
Okay, then yeah, it's just like a tribute to him.
oh, okay.
But yeah, I like the song. I like the song when he performs it live because he's like slows it down a little bit. It's a good homage to Freedom. Fredo.
Yeah, I like this song a lot. This is one of the few that I constantly went back to over the past few years. I like Young Nudi's part a lot too. He actually really showed up, in my opinion.
Yeah, his feature was pretty good, and the beat too. Did Pierre produce this one too?
Yeah, he produced it.
Okay, because it sounded like it sounded like a lot of the other songs on the album.
He
But
produced most songs on here. He was
yeah, I figured. But yeah, that beat is pretty catchy.
all right, and then we got the final song, Top. What do we think, fellas?
I don't think it was a good closer to the album.
Yeah,
It's a little bit too simple again. I think most of the song is just I'm on top of the building.
that's pretty much all of the song is. It's like neat, and then it ends, and you're just like, could have ended at the previous song, I think, and it would have been fine. I think this is just an unnecessary closer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a little disappointing.
Also to add on to what Richard said or whatever, like how he likes Pierre. 15 of the songs were produced by Pierre on this album.
Yeah, that's a vast majority.
Dang, 15 songs? I thought it was just like 10.
Well, with that, we've gone through every song of the album. Uh, Overall, how are we feeling? Let's let Brandon go last.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
probably, he's probably gonna give the 2 hour essay on the song or on the album. So let's get Richard first. Let's hear what you think.
You know, I didn't say a lot of substantial criticism with this album, and I just it's hard to find the words for like songs that aren't really meant to be taken super seriously. Like they're
Yeah.
more to like fit a mood. And with that, you know, like some songs just didn't really like hit for me, and they felt annoying and repetitive, and uh but with that in mind, I thought it was pretty good. I listened to it whenever I could. I listened to it while I was sitting at my desk. While I was in the car, while I was working out, and I didn't like hate my time. I wasn't like, oh my god, here I go. I got to listen to Die Lit again
You
for like the 5th
mentioned
time this week.
you mentioned your girlfriend was like, "Why are you listening to this?"
She asked why I was listening to it, and she thought I was gaslighting her by saying that I was in a podcast. Yeah, but she liked it. I didn't scare any woman away with this album.
All right, I gotta pick MF Doom to scare.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. But if I had to give this an arbitrary score that doesn't really mean anything in the whole context of my personal tastes, I'd probably give it a 6.
Okay, it's not bad.
That's better than I thought you'd rate it.
Yeah, me too.
I know that you were, you're pretty big on overall feelings and emotion, and there's some on Cardi. Lots of this album is just kind of, mood music. It's not really supposed to hit you in the gut like a blonde would.
Yeah.
At least that's how I interpret it. I could be entirely wrong, and Brandon's like seething over there. Ooh.
No.
But no, I kind of agree. I'd give it, the arbitrary score. Of course, that means nothing. I'd give it like a 7 if I had to give a number to it. As funny as it is, me being like, yeah, I really like Black Thought. He just, spits out 10 billion words a second, and they're like perfect words. I don't know. as much as I like that, I do like sometimes just the kind of simple nature of Cardi. You know, I really like how stripped back it is, and you know, he does fit a mood. He fits a perfect mood, and I'm not always in that mood, of course, but if I'm in that kind of mood to where I just want to, you know, zone out and have a good time, then Cardi's probably on that, you know, playlist. Uh, and this whole album, I think it's his best album. I've heard all of his other ones. I think it's his best one personally. Um, but yeah, I I really liked it. Uh, a lot more than I thought I would, because you know I'm more into the lyrical stuff. But Cardi is the exception. He's very nice with what
No,
he does.
I was gonna say like, yeah, you're really big into like these lyrical rappers like MF Doom, Black Thought, Denzel Curry, Freddie Gibbs. So yeah, it's nice to see that you enjoy Playboi Carti.
Let's hear what our resident Stan has to say about this album.
So I also agree that I think this is Carti's best album. I think it was a really great time for him. I love the Dilate area, um, the concerts, the merch, his whole aesthetic. There's a bunch of throwaway tracks that would have been on the album but were removed for whatever reason, or just replaced by other songs. And overall, I enjoyed the album. Like you said, it's really music that you just listen to have fun. And I'm gonna give it a 10. No, I'm just kidding. 8 out of 10.
Wow.
Cause I wouldn't give it a 9 out of 10 or like a 10 out of 10. Cause there are some low points of the album. There's some forgettable tracks, skippable tracks, whatever. Like Poke It Out. I don't listen to the song that much, if at all.
Not listening to Nicki talk about her waistline. Gosh.
But I think it's Cardi's best project, and um yeah, it's my favorite Cardi album.
Oh yeah.
Self-titled comes in really close though.
I figured. All right. Thanks for sharing, guys. Uh, we got a few more minutes. We can go ahead and talk about let's talk about that Brockhampton track that dropped. Have you listened to it, Brandon?
Yeah, I listened to it when you posted the link.
Okay, we can talk about that real quick then, because we got a few minutes. I guess I'll start by saying, you know, Brockhampton, for those of you that don't know, at the time of recording it, it's only been out for like a day, so I've only heard it like 2 times, I think, 2 or 3. But they released a track. Danny Brown's on it. Buzzcut, I think it's called.
Yeah, Buzzcut.
The beat's really energetic and like hyper, and I really like it. And there's a verse by Kevin Abstract, and there's Danny, and then who's the guy that sings for them? I don't know their names.
Bareface.
Well, at the end it's Bareface and no, at the end it's just Joba, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Jova.
Yeah, there's Joba with Merlin kind of coming in here and there too, right?
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, that beat is crazy. I love the instrumental, and I think Danny. I don't know. I said this to Xenon like I want to say like 6-7 years ago, like a long time ago, because he used to be the only one that I talked music with. I said that in my mind, in like 10 years, Danny Brown would be in like GOAT conversations, and that's a bold claim, but at the time I honestly believed that. I think he just came off of what release was that? Might have been Old or the one after. It was before Atrocity. What?
Look up.
I don't remember. I guess Brandon will look it up. But I don't know. I always rated Danny very highly. I think all the he has all the best qualities that makes a rapper good in him. the only kind of barrier to Danny is his voice, but I never had a big problem with it. I always liked the kooky voices like that, like an ODB with their kind of energy. So I never really had a problem with Danny's voice. I always rated Danny really highly, and he's only kind of grown as an artist since then, since like Triple X, which is a phenomenal piece of work. And it's kind of weird how um Brockhampton, who I think they're kind of big on like TikTok and stuff. You know, they're kind of more in the public eye. They go with and this isn't a slight to Danny. I'm a big fan, but Danny's not a relatively well-known artist. He doesn't sell much. He's not a big commercial name, and I was actually really surprised to hear that he worked with Brockhampton. I felt like they were kind of um they kind of transcended him in a way in popularity. It might just be the different audiences, but I don't know. It was a strange collab, and I'm shocked that it happened. But I think they did it really well. I think Danny hard carried the song personally. I mean, I'm a big fan, so I might be a little biased, but I think that he is phenomenal on this song. He rides that beat like no one else could. Kevin does a good job, but I think he does still he still hasn't really found his own within the group. He's just kind of, now that Amir's gone, he's kind of just the rapper of the group, but he isn't as strong of a rapper to fill that niche, in my opinion. I don't know. What do you guys think about it?
I thought, I don't know. Okay. So I really liked the song, but I felt like there was something missing. What I feel like that was for me personally, I wish they had just written out the energy of the beginning until the very end. They're a big fan of switching up the song towards the end to be a little bit more slower. And I don't think that it should always call for that. I feel like they should have been their their New Orleans part 2. New Orleans was their first track off of Iridescence. And that was a pretty, hard-hitting song uh from a relatively weaker album in my opinion. Um and I feel like they should have just kept it, that high energy throughout the entire song instead of slowing it down to Joba's, singing at the end. Danny, like you said, he definitely carried that. I kind of wish that he, took that song for himself and and made, took the song's instrumental for himself and made a song with that. And I think what was missing for me too was like another verse from the other members, because like this is just like another Kevin Abstract song, for the most part, minus Merlin, Joba, Dom, and Bareface ad libs in the background. But you know, uh, this is all part of their rollout for their new album, Roadrunner. And I remember feeling this I remember feeling underwhelmed with the first single of Ginger as well. I've Been Born Again. So I'm hoping that maybe, as other singles come out, I get a little bit more excited with this album, and maybe there's going to be some real high points on this thing.
Any thoughts, Brandon?
Yeah, I used to listen to a lot of Brockhampton, religiously back in the days. And then once Amir left, I kind of stopped listening to them. I listened to Iridescence and Ginger. So yeah, I agree with you that, ever since Amir left, there really hasn't been anyone to fill in that like rapper role, especially the darker undertones, because Amir has a lot of history and he's open about it, and he kind of added that to Brockhampton. I think the song starts off with high energy. I love high energy songs. The song reminded me of the Iridescence era, for some reason. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't like.
I got
Oh,
an
you can go.
iridescent vibe from it too. I could. It's kind of like that one song with Merlin where he's just yelling.
Where the cash at?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Very high
I mean,
energy.
before this song came out, Kevin tweeted or put on Instagram or something that people should listen to Iridescence before they listen to the new song. So I think this feeling, this vibe they're going for is intentional.
Okay. So sorry to interrupt you, Brandon. You can continue.
But yeah, I like the high energy. I don't like how it then just slows down or whatever. I wish they kept it high energy throughout the whole thing, like Richard said. I think Danny um, really outperforms Kevin. I think he also carries the song.
I think it comes
I
with
haven't listened to
experience, though. Danny's kind of a more experienced rapper in a way.
I think the beat fit him really well too, for some reason. Like it just fits him. I haven't listened to too much Danny though. I think I only listened to Atrocity Exhibition or whatever.
You're missing out. He's got a hell of a catalog. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's an okay track. I'm excited to see where they go for this album. So far it's sounding like Iridescence Part 2, but hopefully they spice things up a bit. I think Richard mentioned there was going to be like a JPEG Mafia. That one song with JPEG Mafia was going to be on the album, which I love, by the way. I think that song's really good. It's called like Chain on Me or something.
Yeah. Yep, that came out during the technical difficulties era.
Yeah, and then they deleted all of them.
Yeah. You can still find them online. They're pretty good songs.
All right. Well, I guess we'll call that an episode then. Thank you to all of you who tuned in for whatever reason to hear us talk about Playboi Carti. We have a lot of fun, listening and meeting up and talking about these. At least I hope. I could just be holding you guys captive for all I know. But no. Yeah. If you guys have any albums to recommend, I'm gonna pick next week's. I haven't decided yet, but it's finally my turn. I'll probably pick some dusty old head album. But
Gotta wipe the dust off.
Gonna bring out the CD player for this one, boys.
But but if you guys want us to review something, you can drop it in the comments. We might read them and see if we want to. I don't know. We'll play it by ear as we keep going, or early in the podcast. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask too. We'll answer them in an episode. But thanks for watching, and I guess we'll catch you guys next episode. Thanks again.
Yep, see you guys.
Oh, Fredo should have won the Grammy.